this event is going to be recorded as well, so for future reference. Okay, so with us we have one of our guest speaker, Mr. Solomon Money King. Mr. Solomon Money King is the CEO of Brass and Brooks, with headquarters in Bayelsa and offices in Lagos, in Abuja, and is a financial expert. And he'll be taking us on a very, very important discussion this afternoon. All right. And it has to do with how you can create wealth in these times that are uncertain. You know, there's so much happening outside there. The pandemic causing a lot of, uncertainty. Okay, you don't know what to do with money. All right. Some persons are in between jobs currently, and they have some money left, but they don't know how to manage it and all of that. And we'll be having such wonderful discussion this afternoon. Please feel free to make use of the comment section to maybe ask you questions, all right? And I'm pretty much sure that after this, meeting, someone's life is going to change for the better. I can assure you, someone's life is going to change. You are not going to remain the same. Okay, so permit me to introduce our speaker, Mr. Solomon King. Hello, sir. Are you with us? Okay.
I did try to sell one market.
All right. So, okay. No problem. It's important. All right.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. How you guys? Good morning. This afternoon of the night.
Good afternoon.
Bukola me, that Damilare, Nathaniel, Disu, Michael, Mokibo Goyo.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oladele, yeah. Kewe Migwo. I know whether that's the original one. I mean, the Lagos one we don't lose.
I'm not sure. Say this one.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm just trying to make a post.
Okay.
So you can take the conversations up, and I'll join you.
All right. So Nathaniel is here. So we don't know Mr. Nathaniel Disu. Nathaniel Disu is a TV chef. Is a friend of the company. My attention was drawn to a rewatch of yesterday's broadcast. All right, this morning, and it was wonderful. So permit me to introduce myself. My name is Sheyi Oke, and I'm the marketing manager for Blue Orange Oxford. Blue Orange Oxford is a marketing agency, and we are focused basically on helping people secure their future. What that means is that we help you build your investment, and we help you plan your investment. So sometimes, the Bible makes you understand that there's a way that seemeth right unto man, right? But the end thereof is destruction, right? Sometimes some of the decision you're going to make, it might look okay, but when you take it through the lens of experts that will guide you appropriately, that will tell you what you need to do or why you need to do it, you'll get to realize that if you are taking such decision, if you are taking such step, it might have ended in something more disastrous. For example, that you have 10 million right now does not necessarily mean you should just go and buy a piece of land or a piece of property, right? Understanding the way money works, all right? Understanding how to, a friend of mine was talking to me this morning, and he said that his investment is his money, salary, and so understanding how that works and how that can help you will definitely go a long way in helping your decision, making. Because you see, life is a game of choice. From the day we were born to where we are right now, we have made choices. All right, and those choices has made us who we are today, has made us look like what we look like today. All right, so it's important that you don't uh, take guesses when taking some choices, especially with something as vital as money. Okay, especially with something as vital as money. All right, money has destroyed friendship. All right, money has scattered family. So it's important that when you're making decisions, when it comes to money, when it comes to investing, most especially, you don't want to make decisions emotional based on your emotions or because this person that is talking to you is your friend. You want to know what you need to look out for. You need to be the first judge. All right. Uh, when even taking the advice of an expert, you should have some basic knowledge when it comes to finances. All right. And I'm pretty much sure that we are going to be addressing loads and loads of that this this afternoon. Okay. So are you ready for us, sir?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. So once more, I see that some persons have joined. So let me do the introduction one more time. Okay. So our speaker for today is the CEO of Brazon Books with head office in Bayelsa, and he has other offices in Lagos, in Abuja, and other Western states. Okay. I've known him personally for say 8 months, but the wealth of knowledge I've garnered from him has been tremendous. He has taken me it has taken me from where I was to where I am right now. Okay, and he has always spoken to me as a son. He's spoken to me as a mentee, flogging me when it is needed, right? And pampering me when it is also needed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can do me this favor to unmute your mic for say some few seconds, and wherever you are, just shout or whisper if you cannot whisper. If you cannot shout, I mean, welcome, Mr. Solomon King. Can you just say, welcome, Mr. Solomon King? Come on now, come on.
Welcome, Mr. Solomon King. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Solomon King.
Welcome,
Welcome,
Mr. Solomon King. Welcome, Mr. Solomon King.
All right, thank you
Welcome,
very
sir.
much.
Is that
Okay, sir. Are you with us, sir?
it's not beginning to feel like song. So I'm not dancing to it. I can hear you.
All right, so over to you, sir. I'm here with my jotter and my pen as well.
Okay. Okay, so I didn't quite know how this was going to take. I didn't think that I was going to be with Sydney. So I think that I would rather take questions as to the topic of the day, because really I don't have any slides or anything prepared to come and be dishing out directly. But if I have questions, I can now elaborate on those questions and take the conversations further. So you lead the discussions, and I will just take your questions as they come.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, so let me start by 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 bringing up this question. Maybe I don't think I'm the only one. All right, there's so much of uproar out there about investments, and I think
Yeah.
the major reasons why people are on this webinar is hope I'm not going to make mistake, and there is this, especially in the crypto world, all right, and you don't know who to trust. So maybe the first question we want to look out for this afternoon is, how do I know, or what criteria, as a basic knowledge, all right? What criteria do I need to have or know to be able to make right choices when going into an investment? What should I look out for, and what are the red flags that I should also, try to warn myself with?
Several years ago, I think this must have been like 8 years ago.
Your mustache looks very good.
Why is it because my mustache is longer now?
You can't do anything to me, my friend. Oh, you can't do anything, my friend. You can keep trying to. It's a lost cause, my friend. It's a lost cause.
I think that are the problem with. Sorry about that. I think that should be an issue from Zoom. So I will just unmute Mr. Solomon King right now. All right, are you with us, sir?
That was a bit scary. When you just come and say your mustache looks very good, you can't do anything to me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I'm wondering why somebody would want to hack into a Zoom meeting, really. Shay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, can we have every other person open up their videos? If you're having a meeting, have a meeting. If you're not having a meeting, then stay on your bed. But it's not right that we call for a meeting, you're attending the meeting, but you're blind. So assuming that Sheyi was not having his video on and my video is not on, how would we know? Please turn on your videos, everyone. Thank you. Thanks. Turn on your videos. It's important to do that. Let me know who I'm talking to. Let me see the people I'm talking to. Hello. Toluwani. Hi. I wonder why people do that. They come to a meeting like this and then that one must be inside kitchen. That's Nathaniel human being. The shop must be inside kitchen. Shop is here. All right, so back to your question about how do I know what investments to go into, right? Is that it?
Yes. What are the red flags I should look out for, and things that I shouldn't do to make mistakes?
All right, so the truth about investing and investments is first a total understanding of investing. Everybody has an investment plan. However, not everybody has a good investment plan. Some people's investment plans lead them to losing money. Some help them make a lot of money. I will talk to you about something Warren Buffett describes as the circle of competence. But before we get there, let me say that you need to understand the concept of investing. Investing is a system and a structure by which a person creates and multiplies income. It is a structure and a system by which a person creates and multiplies income. So investing isn't gambling. Investing isn't speculating. Some speculation may occur when you are investing, but investing is not speculating. We all have different approaches to investing. So your approach to investing is usually determined by your circle of competence, the things that you know about. Nathaniel Disu is a celebrated chef. If he is going to invest, he probably will make his investments in entrepreneurship, restaurant entrepreneurship, food entrepreneurship, or stocks and bonds of businesses in that industry. He will be very, very comfortable with putting money in that industry because it falls within his circle of competence. So there are several wealth things. Some people say there are pathways to wealth, and different people have different interests. So that your interests will determine to a large extent what you choose to put money into. In my post that introduced this program on social media, I said to people that I build businesses. I'm an entrepreneur by nature. I build businesses and I also fund businesses. Sometimes, so I love private equity a lot. I'm a private finance professional. This is because I love to build businesses, I love to fund them, I love to raise capital for them. These are the things that I am passionate and crazy about, and I've built my expertise around that. Sydney, my friend, however, Sheyi, my brother, all these guys are real estate boys. You'll never see me advertise anything about real estate because I don't do real estate. I have some private property. I have a few real estate investments, but the core of my transactions are usually not around real estate. The way Sheyi and Sydney do real estate, I have people who trade in the stock market. I also trade in the stock market because before I narrowed in on private finance, I first was a financial advisor, which means I was quite a generalist. I know a little or enough about several subsets of the finance industry. So I also run my own investment club. So all these things help me play around several investments. However, I know some things about crypto. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert. I would not say that I'm a superstar stock market investor. I wouldn't say that I'm superfluously spectacular with the stock market. However, you see building a business, you see growing it, you see funding the business, getting capital for it. That's my stuff. I say this thing, which is to investing. Therefore, your level of knowledge and skill in an investment vehicle or avenue would affect a lot how well you do in that investment. So the first issue that I learned in the last 10 years when I began to focus not on general consulting practice, but on just financial management and particularly investment management was you need to get requisite knowledge. what do you know about what you want to invest in? In fact, what do you know about yourself? A lot of us have never met ourselves. A lot of us have never sat down with ourselves to say, hey, what do I like? What do I not like? See, so there are some guys, I think them Sheyi and maybe my friend Clement of Life Page Group, they like to wear that engineering cap and overall and go and be supervising sites. All those things is not my business. I'm not interested though. All those things don't work for me. I like my suit spanking clean. I like to sell at certain levels. There are certain deals I like to do. I like to buy a company and I like to sell it. I like to buy shares for a company. I like to structure a company and allow it to become investable. Not everybody likes that. That includes a lot of numbers, modeling, financial valuations. These are things that I love to do. I love finances. I love financial management. What do you love? Because when people jumping around town in the name of investment, rather do. When I was buying shares a few days ago, I saw Okomu Oil. Okomu Oil deals in palm oil. They're one of the top guys in palm oil in the Nigerian stock market. Their shares was at about 77, 77. I'm like, Okomu is at 77, and that's a good time to buy. So I bought. I bought because I know Okomu Oil. I bought because I understand how the palm oil industry works. I bought because I had a background knowledge of what I was doing. So, sir, if you're going to be investing, the first thing you want to be particular about is have a meeting with yourself and say to yourself, Edit, Okut, what do I like? What do I love? Abide Meremu, what exactly am I passionate about? Where would I want to put my funds to work? Because knowledge is the first thing that you need to get if you're going to be investing. Knowledge of yourself. So the way I would invest as somebody who's almost 40 would not be the same method of investing that Sheyi, who's younger than me, will. The horizon, the time horizon between us affects the choices of investments that we make. This is the second point now. This still also has to do with meeting yourself and knowing yourself. Our choice of investments wouldn't be the same. She has several preferences. Even in the stock market, there are things that he will buy that I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't even touch at all. Even in the real estate market, there are investments for him that wouldn't work for me. So like Robert Kiyosaki says, the problem is not with the investment, Shay. The problem usually is with the investor. As the investor found out himself, what does the investor know about investing? You see, when we talk to people about investing, usually the first thing that we say to them is spend some time on yourself. Invest in your own education. Invest in your own education. What do you know about yourself? You've got to have books, courses, materials that you discipline yourself and put yourself through that make you a wiser investor. It's not the investment that makes you lose money. It's your recklessness that makes you lose money. It's not the investment that makes you lose money. It is your lack of understanding of investments that makes you lose money. The problem is not the market. The problem is the guy who came to the market. I've told this story before, and I'll quickly tell you to buttress this point. One time, it was raining, kinda. My wife was home, and I wanted to make stew for her. So I went to the market. rushed down there. And because the rain had started, I wanted to get chicken. And so I saw this chicken parts that they had butchered and tied in a reflective nylon bag. And it was going to rain. I didn't ask any questions. I just asked them, how much is this? You know, it looked like a lot of chicken, and they told me the price, and I just bundled it and I went home. Sheyi, my brother. When I reach house, now bone, and then pack put the chicken give me. I can't begin one that say, but not chicken they call him now. Was it the guy who was selling the chicken that was at fault? No. It was me who was in a hurry because I didn't want the rain to meet me there. It was me who was ignorant. I did not know that that was not chicken. It was bones. In fact, when I showed my wife, she laughed at me. She laughed at me, gone, and said, "You could have called me and just asked." It's the same thing that I say to people who go to the investment market. There are always bones in the market. There are always bones packaged in nice nylons in the name of investment. Then you buy them and you get home and you realize that you have been stupid. The stupidity is not the person who sold it to you. You are the one who has the issue. Even in that market, still in that market, there was chicken. But I was the one who went to the market to buy bones. So guys, in talking investing, the first issue I usually tell young people or anybody particularly is, Omo, what do you know about what it is that you are going to buy? You must understand. This post I was making earlier was something about selling. I sell money. I buy money. This is what I do for a living. And the most important thing for me is not even the technical knowledge about money, it's the psychology behind it. You've got to feed your mind about investing. Don't be callous and go to the investment market and just do anything because you have some change. Like they say, idea is need. So that's my take on that matter.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for that. And it's something that is very important. And so the next question I have here right now on my table is, how do I delay gratification when it comes to making money? You know, my generation, basically, I have seen people that they want to multiply the money, say 200% in 2 days and all of that. And when you check the reason for wanting to make this money and all of that, it does not have, the bases are not something that can last. So please, sir, can you help us with how I can delay gratification when it comes to investing or making money generally? Because money basically is one of your strongest points. I think that's all of that's everything about you. I mean, Solomon, money king. So, so how do
All
I
right,
delay?
so delaying gratification is your first sign of wealth. The first sign that you're going to be a wealthy person is that you can delay gratification. You can. And what is gratification? The the tendency to want to satisfy all your desires. When you mentioned delaying gratification, something came to my mind. A prayer point I usually tell people to pray. Wherever you are right now, put your hand on your head. Say, "Oh God,
Oh God,
save me, save me from my greed.
save me from my greed.
Oh God,
Oh God,
lots of people are greedy. And greed is one of the enemies of wealth. People think that when they are greedy, they are being wise. But they don't even know that greed is a spirit and greed messes you up. In fact, scripture says greed destroys its owner. If you don't peg your greed, it will destroy you. It's what the scripture says. There's nothing like quick wealth, guys. There can be quick money, but there is no quick wealth. Quick money does not become quick wealth. There's nothing like quick money. I mean, there's nothing like quick wealth, but there can be quick money. Quick money doesn't lead to wealth. Wealth just leads to perpetual income. So in delaying your gratification, you are the one who puts a leash on your desires. You put a leash on your greed. See, one of the signs that a person is going to lose money is when they want too much returns quickly. One of the signs of a faulty investment is too much unexplainable returns too soon. If the returns from an investment is too much too soon, there's the tendency that you will be losing that money, because risk and return go hand in hand. When return is very, very high, check very well, the risk is also very high. And or things to reduce risk, then you're most likely going to lose your money. So therefore, my thinking will be, if a person is going to delay gratification, if they're going to reduce their appetites, they are going to tell themselves the truth. The truth that the only people who get wealthy from get rich quick schemes are the people who sell it. It's not the guys who buy it that get wealthy. The person who creates and sells the get rich quick scheme is the one who sells it. Understand? Scriptures also say to us that money accumulated quickly is lost quickly too, but wealth that is garnered over a period of time is sustainable and it leads to life. So I tell young people, the problems in your family, the financial challenges of your family did not start with you. Somebody created it. It may now end with you, but it will also take some time. Take it easy and build wealth over a period. That's why I said wealth building, wealth creation has to do with structures and systems. Baba, life na jeje, life na small small. I tell people, for example, that I've been teaching and studying about businesses and money for the last almost 18 years. This is 2020. I had my first event officially in 2002. My own headline event at the Niger Delta University, the first one was held in 2002. I've been studying these things since then. For a lot of you, this is the first time that you're meeting me. It means that you don't become popular, you don't become wealthy, you don't make these things overnight. Sometimes 20, 30 years. People talk a lot about Warren Buffett. Guy is 87, 80, whatever he is. And he's been doing that since he's been 5 years old. He's been studying and dealing with money for a long time. Yes, we are in the age of quick breaks, from Facebook to Google to Amazon to, yeah, okay, So the people usually quote Mark Zuckerberg is young, is in his 30s, and is a billionaire in dollars. Oshe baddest. It's Mark Zuckerberg in Nigeria. Is Harvard in this country. Does he go around town without power? How many Mark Zuckerbergs are there? There are more people who make wealth over time than the ones that make wealth. You know, for every whiskey, there's been thousands of them that didn't come out. For every Burna Boy, people talk about Burna Boy a lot, and I look at them and I smile. This is Burna Boy's 5th album. Ele Karun. He's been hustling since. He's been hustling. It will take time. Anything genuine will take time. In some cases, it could be fast, no doubt. But to think everything genuine is built over a period, the companies, the properties, it takes a while. Let me give you a quick story. So I'd always wanted a record label. Worked for me, so I left it alone. 2020, we did that again. It will take some time. The things that you want to build, all the companies that you want to have. Now we have 6 companies in the Brass and Books, but it took one after the other. So you've got to be careful not to be too much in a hurry, because hurry, you've heard that saying before, speed kills, yeah? Speed kills. Oh. For every Michael Schumacher that you know of, there's been thousands that have died, thousands that are in the hospital. Bobby is filled with people who have been very fast. You want to see speed, go to Bobby. So guys, it's slow, steady. Flavor was backup for Oliver the Coke. Asha was backup for Lagbaja. These things takes time, man. I can go on and on. So you've got to be real and tell yourself the truth that not all wealth is built suddenly. No, not all. And don't even deceive yourself. Facebook wasn't built suddenly. There were several rejections. We talk a lot about Facebook, but next door to it is Alibaba, the Alibaba group, the guys that have Taobab. That's the most capitalized tech company. And that took a long time to build. So guys, yes, you've got to delay gratification. Yes, you've got to tell yourself the truth about gratification and say, hey, calm down. I tell people all the time that when we had like 40, 50 million naira capitalization in Brass and Books, there was no chair in my parlor. If you came to visit me, you would sit on the ground. I tell people all the time, the car that I drive now is 1.2 million naira. I've driven it for the last 3 years. I'm still driving it. They are begging me to leave it. Because you've got to put these things in perspective. Wealth is not built suddenly. You can have quick money, no doubt, but there's nothing like quick wealth. Except if you go to go and meet Jazzman. Even Jazz, how many people, in fact, should you leave this matter?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So while you were speaking, there was a time you went back to, how you started off that. And if I'm correct, I presume that there are some persons here that they want to start their investing, don't start building their investment portfolio. So over the weekend, last weekend, I was with my siblings and I was telling them how I started with 10,000 naira. All right. So what's your take, or what can you say basically about starting small, right? Because someone sees an investment, for example, the investment in my company, and person feels, man, it will make sense to say I get 1 million naira. So let me try and save that 1 million naira first, you know. But although I have 100,000 naira, but let me do that 1 million naira first and all of that. So what's your take on starting small and eventually growing big? And I'm sure you have a lot of experience in where you started. I knew you started in the banking sector to where you are right now. So what's your take about that, sir? So also, please, if you have any question, you can send that as a message to me so I can also ask. Thank you.
All right. So if you have some funds and you want to start your investing journey, there are a number of approaches to it. I probably will talk to you about three of them. First, to begin your investment journey, spend some funds buying books on investing. Also, you can take courses on investing. You must do that first. What does it mean to invest? How can a person invest? Your first investment is an investment into education. 5,000, 10,000. Do that for the first 6 months of your journey. Spend a lot of time studying, investing, and investments. It is compulsory. Number one. Number two, the next thing you want to do when you're, close that door, sir, lock it. When you're investing, you will decide which route you want to go by in investing. Do you want to be a stock market investor at the beginning? Do you want to be an entrepreneur at the beginning? So an entrepreneur is also an investor. The difference between an entrepreneur and the other kinds of investor is that the entrepreneur invests in his own business. He invests his time, his mental resources, his energy, and his money into his own business. So do you want, just give me 1 minute, Shay.
I hope you are getting value. Okay. Okay, Mr. Solomon King is back with us.
So
Okay.
do you want to invest in the stock market, or do you want to invest through entrepreneurship, which means starting your own business? Or do you want to invest in real estate? Or do you want to invest on the internet? 4 routes by which you can go: stock market, real estate, entrepreneurship, or the internet. So there are several opportunities in each of these routes by which a person can invest and begin to make money. But the first thing you need to do is understand how you want to approach it. Some people's investing style would require that they go through the stock market, because the stock market can provide for you capital gains, and it can also provide for you consistent passive income, dividends every quarter. So there's something called dividend investing in the stock market, and there's capital gain investing. Now, also, if you're going to play the stock market game with small income, you may be thinking about the mutual funds. So mutual funds is a set of curated um, trading instruments from the stock market. It may be a mixture of equities and bonds, fixed income instruments that are curated together to help you invest, because you can't invest directly. It depends. But if you have spent necessary time, like I said, a minimum of 6 months studying different investment opportunities, oh God, I think we need to censor the guys coming in on this meeting. Anyways, I'm just going to try to take my eyes off that madness there. Shay, the one consciously. Are we together, everyone? Yeah, okay. Nathaniel, thanks. It helps me know that you're there. Edit, yeah, great stuff. So, a minimum of 6 months first, so that you know what you're getting into. And then you can choose to buy shares, stocks, and bonds, and get going. Also, if you're a small time investor and you want to start that journey, another approach to it would also be, you can use platforms like Bamboo, platforms like Shaka, platforms like wealth.ng. We have our own iClub. So there are several of these platforms that you can use. iVest, PiggyVest, what are these other boys, their name again? Cowrywise, so there are different platforms by which you can use and start your investing journey gradually. But guys, you see what I found out about this whole investing thing is, now who get sense pass, and they make the money. And sense na question of book. This is like the 10th time I'm reading this book. Like the 10th time I'm reading this book. If I can open it for you, you see different types of viral markings and things inside of it. So for the market, na person will embrace sharp pass, and they make the money. Who gets sense pass? So you've got to spend some time on your education in that area that you want to invest in. If you're going to be investing in real estate, I remember talking with Shay during our first days together. I said, guy, you cannot be in real estate, for example, and be a consultant. You're confusing us. But beyond us, you're confusing yourself. You cannot be a business strategist and say that you're a business strategist and you are selling. No. Stay somewhere. Because to make good money from any market, money is not on the surface. What a lot of people want is they want money and they want it from the surface. You think money is picked on the ground? You would sweat it. You would dig it. You would spend time to understand the nitty-gritty. So if it is real estate that you want to do, what kind of real estate are you going to be doing? Again, if a person is going to be an investor in real estate, I think the first thing you want to do is take a job with Blue Orange Oxford as a sales associate. It's a good place to start. Again, it's not a full-time job, right, Shay? Somebody can be a part-time sales associate, right?
Yes.
Good. So you can be on your job and be taking lessons on the real estate market and be invested there. It's first a question of knowledge. So if you're going to be doing real estate, get a real estate company. Start to learn. Read all the real estate books that you can find. Begin to put your money there. So usually, when you tell people about investing, they're all quick to throw money around. No, sir. The reason why a lot of people waste money is the fact that the first issue isn't about money. The first issue is about sense. So also is if you're going to be a an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship, unlike the other guys, requires hands-on. You got to put your hand on the deck. You've got to sell. You've got to try to build the business. You've got to build the idea. But you've also got to learn about entrepreneurship. See what I'm reading now? I'm always reading. Let me read something to you. Richard Branson is the chairman of the Virgin Group. Virgin Group has expanded and encompasses 300 companies. Virgin Group has 300 companies in over 30 countries. Richard is the only person in the world to have built 8 billion-dollar companies from scratch in 8 different sectors. So if this bastard is talking, I want to listen to him because I'm an entrepreneur. I build businesses across sectors. We have a printing, publishing, and media company. We have a record label and entertainment company. We have a financial services firm. We have an investment banking company. We have a consulting company. So they're in different industries. I've got to learn. I'm not just going to throw my money into something without understanding how it works first. You've got to take the lessons. The difference between entrepreneurship and the other guys, however, is you've got to do. You do to learn. You do to learn. You do. You must do to learn. Then it brings us to this other one, the internet. Oh, that thing I said about chickens for bones. I mean bones in the name of chickens. Ah, guys. Now internet now in plenty pass. There are several fakers in the name of business opportunities and investing opportunities on the internet. Therefore, again, your first assignment is to spend time to learn. Your first monies that you have, you've got to spend it on acquiring knowledge. The more capacity you have on your inside, the better an investor you will be, regardless of where you choose to invest in. So I say knowledge, then requisite knowledge in the area by which you want to learn from. If it's real estate, Blue Orange Oxford is an amazing place because every week, and I say that very clearly, every week the company spends time to educate you about different areas of business and different areas of the real estate market and real estate business. So if you want to make loads and tons of money as a real estate investor, join them. They have investment programs, they have investment opportunities, but beyond that, they have investment education. There's one of Robert Kiyosaki's book, he calls it The Business of the 21st Century, and that has to do with network marketing. Now, one of the reasons why he loves network marketing is the fact that network marketing businesses provide education for you. Dear investor, your problem is not an investment problem. Your problem is an education problem. This is how it works. You do education, you do experience, then you get excess cash. With excess cash, you go back to education, you get experience from the field, from the market, from the game, then you get excess cash. Every time you chase for excess cash first, if perchance you get excess cash first, you will use that excess cash to gain education by experience. Except that the experience will be a faulty experience. I would stop on that matter, Shay. I'm hoping that this is valuable to us. I hope I'm not sounding too basic. Were you expecting some very funny, high-sounding finance guy?
You are giving it. You are giving us what what will actually help us. So also during the period of when the pandemic came around, and
Yeah.
your business being a an investment, company, a venture capital company where you buy companies, you maybe sell them or you expand them. I wanted to talk. I wanted you to talk about the agricultural sector of your business. Why did you decide to go into agriculture? What does agriculture has to offer us as Nigerians being in an uncertain time? We don't know what's going to fly, but what do you think about agriculture? So I think for now, let's take that before I take one of the questions in the comments that someone sent to me.
Very good question. I like that question a lot. So, on the planet, man has basic needs. And if you understand money, money is usually at the location, wealth is usually created at the location of the basic needs of man. Man has need for food, man has need for shelter, man has needs for clothing, man has needs for self-esteem and self-aggrandizement. Man has needs for safety. Man usually has needs for relationship. So man is usually uncomfortable if he is alone. So he must relate with something. That's why you find that some people either sleep with a woman, will sleep with a woman because she needs a companion, or she begins to pour her love on a cat. She needs to love something. So man has need for love. Now, all these things that you see are usually the direction of money. So the need for love is the reason why dating, sex, and relationship always sells. The need for security is why we have several security companies and people still sell. The armies of the nation, security outfits are solving man's security needs. There's money there. Man has needs for shelter. That's why real estate, Blue Orange Oxford, Oxford Group generally is making money because there is need for shelter, different kinds of shelter, business shelter, residential shelter. Man has needs for that. And of all these, one of the more basic needs that man has is the need for food. Agriculture is the way by which we solve the food problem. There are several bus stops of footprints to the agricultural space. So you have production, you have processing, you have distribution, and you have consumption. For most people, they've been stuck with the consumption only, so they go to the market and buy. And then for some people, they are used to farming and seed sowing and farming. Yeah, there's money there too. But in that value chain of production, processing, and distribution, in that value chain, there is some money in production, no doubt, but not so much money. The money in agriculture actually is at the processing and distribution end of agriculture. So if a company is in the production end, it will make some money, but the margins will not be high. The profitability of such an organization may not be very high compared to if such a company or an investing business is at the processing and the distribution end of agriculture. Either ways, all these things provide money for you. Money is always on a journey, it always flows. That's why they call it currency. Money flows to certain positions of the economy per time. There's something called the cycle of an economy. So if an economy is in a boom, if it is in a recession, or if it is stable and balanced, money is still flowing. And different sectors of the economy enjoy the flow of money per time. So what you want to do as an investor is to go to the company or the sector or the industry that money is flowing to part-time. Oh, money flew strongly into health during COVID. There was a lot of money that went into agriculture and food during the heat of COVID and even now. Because at the barest minimum, when push comes to shove, man must be safe, man must chop. If man must be safe and he must eat, and you lock him up at home and say, guy, stay at home with your wife, you know that dating would happen. There was a lot of conversation. Newer relationships were born during COVID because girlfriend was missing boyfriend and there was a new guy around the area. So you must understand the flow of how do I describe it now? The flow of money per time, regardless of the circle of the economy. So if you understand the circles of the economy and know what stage the economy is, whether recession, whether boom, during boom, things like entertainment work very well. However, when you tell the people to stay indoors, telecoms would work. So you need to know what industry works part-time. I can see somebody asking questions about where to invest in. Sheyi will provide the blue orange investment options that there are for you. But at our end, what we even do is we curate a lot of these investment companies in Brass and Books Financial Services or several investment opportunities across the world. We usually would analyze those investments in our investment club. So I would ask you to join us from time to time. Please check www.iclub.ng and you'll find out more about that. www.iclub.ng, and then you can find out about several investment opportunities that we're looking at part-time. But for the sake of this meeting, please, I'm very sure that Blue Orange Oxford has an agricultural component to their investing opportunities. Sheyi will share that with us in a bit. Agriculture is huge, agriculture is massive, and companies that work especially packaging, distribution end of agriculture, cocoa. But you cannot compare the money in cocoa production to the money from chocolate production. Chocolate is huge as an industry. So countries like Cote d'Ivoire export cocoa and they import in billions of dollars on an annual in chocolate. So who has more money? The person who's producing cocoa for a few hundreds of thousands of dollars, or the one who is importing it with billions of dollars per year? So that's been the challenge with the African economy over the years. We have the tendency to export raw materials. We spend a lot of energy in producing and we do nothing about processing. Then later we import the processed crude oil. It comes to us as petrol, we import it. It comes to us as chocolate, we import it. It comes to us as tin tomato, we import it. We are importing the things that we should be creating. And that's why there are investors like you. Investors like you are the ones who will come together with companies like Blue Orange Oxford and strengthen Blue Orange Oxford with your investment capital so that we don't have to be importing things that we can create. We import agbado, maize. Maize, are you serious? We import palm oil, really? We import palm oil, really? So don't ask me about agriculture. If it is a full day's conversation, in Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
Thank you. Before I go to the next question, so it's also important that we are aware that the way the Nigerian population is going, agriculture is something that everyone needs to not only be sold to, but to partake of,
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can hear you.
Daniel, shake your head. Let me know that you are there.
Yeah.
I can't
can
see
hear you,
anybody.
sir.
Network is really crazy. Okay, go on, Shay. Go on.
Okay, so that the question I asked, that someone was asking, if I have some money in my account and the money is not mine, but you're now using it for some time, is it wise for me to invest it, especially when I'm sure of what I'm investing into?
Why are you coming to ask me? If it's not your money, then you want to be wise enough not to invest it, because the person did not give you the permission to invest that money. So that if anything goes wrong with the investment, no matter how sure that investment is, something may go wrong and your credibility will be at stake. So my advice would be, no, please don't invest another person's money, except you have the permission of the person to invest the money. Verify. Wow. The job people will say, oh,
Okay, I believe that question has been well answered. All right. Do we have any? Does anyone have any other question? Do you want to raise your hand, or you want to just send a message in the chat room? But while we wait for that, so I'll be dropping the link for.
Or they can.
Yes,
Or
go
they
on,
can
sir.
unmute themselves and ask the question.
Okay. Okay, so someone is asking here, sir. What do you have to say about investing in another person? Say partnership. Say through
Great,
because you personally
great,
trust the person.
great, great. It's a great idea. It's a great thing to invest in it professionally. Write a clear-cut agreement, and it's called a deed of partnership. Be clear as to what your expectations are, what the person's expectations will be, what are you supposed to be doing, what is the person going to be doing, how much do you expect to get in return, how much is the person willing to pay in return, when, what is the duration of the partnership, what business are you going to be doing together. So you may want to get a lawyer to draft for you a clean deed of partnership. But partnerships are awesome. The guy who put when it started, Peter Thiel, made $50 billion US from that partnership that he did. 100,000 became 50 billion in a space of 10 years or less. So partnerships are a great way to go, especially when you understand the person's business ideology and the revenue model, how the person is going to be making money, what the person is going to be selling. If you are in on it, you can just be a silent, limited partner that your money is in there and you have clear-cut returns. We built Brass and Books as big as what it is now because we have a number of such limited partners. So yes, it's a good thing.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope that the person that asked the question has gotten a better clarification. So even as we round up this meeting, permit me to just say one or two things about what we do again in Blue Orange Oxford. So in Blue Orange Oxford, our target is to help people secure their future. Our target is to help you make better decisions. So what that means is that we have very good packages for you in our real estate sector. We also have very good packages for you in our investment sector. For example, we have an investment in agriculture. We are going to pepper farm, and you agree that every Nigerian has to take or has something to do with either pepper or tomato every single day. All right. So what it means is that instead of you just being among the general mass by eating something that has to do pepper and tomato, why don't you also make money from it and partner with us? You know, someone asks, can you invest in person in a company in partnership deal? Yes, you can partner with us in our pepper farm. And you know, this is the third phase we are going into that we are going into. All right, we have the 9 months duration that gives you 35% at the end of 9 months plus your capital. 10 months gives you 40% returns and your capital. 11 months gives you 45% returns on your capital, and 50% is given at the 12th month plus your capital. I'll be dropping a link right now. Maybe you want to go through the link to go and read through the brochure. You want to understand what to use the money for. I just dropped the link in the group chat. Please do well to download the brochure and also go through it. You can contact us or you can contact me. I'll also be dropping my phone number on the chat box. All right, you can send me a WhatsApp message for better clarification on how that works. All right, and the best part about this agricultural investment is that it is insured by Leadway Insurance. You can go on Leadway their website or give them a call to confirm this claim. Okay. So that being said, I want to appreciate every single one for coming for this afternoon's meeting. Thank you, Mr. Solomon King, for honoring us. Unfortunately, my MD, Mr. Sidney Ubeda, could not make it for this meeting. He had to attend to something very urgent. That's why you see me here. My name is Sheyi Oke once more. I'm marketing manager. I see some of my friends here. Mr. Edet Ukut is the operations manager. for one of our subsidiaries. Mr. Elliot, wave, let them see you. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do well to click the link in the group chat to download the brochure for the investment. And let's see how we can talk. Some of you are already in talks with some of our staff. Please reach out to them and they can send you the brochure directly. All right. Ask them any question that you may have concerning this investment, and I'm sure they have the appropriate answer. All right. In the brochure, you also have our address, our office address. You can decide to pay us a visit, and let's see how we can help you build your investment portfolio, or most importantly, how we can help you to achieve your dream of becoming a landlord, be it in Lagos or in Ogun State. We have estates in Lagos, Ogun State, Oyo State, Port Harcourt. We are finalizing our estates in Imo State. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for spending time with me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope to hear from every one of you very soon. Have a wonderful time. Good night, and have a wonderful weekend as well.